Now, you may remember a very talented singer that we introduced you to a month ago. She was performing live gigs from her basement flat on the internet and attracting audiences of up to 100,000 people a night by the end. The good news is that last night she was signed by one of the biggest record labels in the world. And Sandi Thom joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
What fantastic news.
I know, it's just mad. Cannot believe it. Really can't.
So tell me how all this happened, first of all. Why did you decide to even do these? What did you call it? 21 nights from Tooting tour?
Tooting, yeah. I think it's just, we came to the point, my band and I, after so many years of just trolling up and down the country in my car that constantly breaks down and playing, you know, pulling in audiences of 200, 300 people a night and not really making much money from it. We just kind of, one night we broke down in Wales and it was just the final straw. There was a coat hanger on the exhaust pipe and it was just madness. So we just, you know, we had to go to desperate measures. So we thought, what can we do? And the internet's actually, thinking about it, it was such an obvious thing at the time. And I mean, we never imagined to get, you know, this kind of response.
What were you expecting? I mean, when you sat down with the guys and said, let's do this, what were your expectations?
I think we hoped that we might, you know, 1,000 people would be like amazing. And the first night, when it got to the end of the first night, it was 700. We were just like, wow, that's like so many people. Where did they all come from?
And then the next night, it started off at about 600 and 700 and went on until at the end, you were pulling in about sort of like at least 70,000 people.
I know.
All watching you.
I had to. The only thing that I could, the only way I could comprehend it was to imagine. I once sang at Anfield football stadium and there was about 45,000 people there. So I had to kind of keep that image in my head, and when I did think about that, it just blew my mind, it really did.
So it was just the band there, just sitting in your basement?
Just the three of us, yeah. We were fortunate enough to, my landlord, who actually doesn't know anything about it yet. Yeah.
Might do now.
Suddenly in your contract, no band playing in the basement.
We were fortunate enough to get this basement already soundproofed because he was a jazz musician and he'd previously had his band down there. So we had this soundproof room, so we got tins of white paint, painted it all up and bought this webcam for like £60 and just started from there, really. And
did you have any audience whatsoever?
We used to, we did have...
Not any audience, any live audience there with you?
Yeah, we'd get like 4 or 5, because it's actually so small you can only get about 5 people sitting in it. So we had about 4 or 5 people every night, just so that we could actually visualise people's faces.
When was the first you knew that record companies were suddenly interested and people were interested in sort of taking this more seriously than just you guys and some people on the net?
I think it was just after, like, all the media attention, it kind of snowballed out of control and there was, like, people trolling in and out of the house, running cables here and putting lights up there. And I think they all cottoned on after that and started to kind of say hi.
Sniff about.
Yeah.
So what now then?
Well, now I think what the ironic thing is that now we kind of have the opportunity to go out, tour like we were doing before, but hopefully with, you know, maybe a car that doesn't break down all the time and to a bit more people, you know, so hopefully we just get to go out and gig.
Because right, this is the single, isn't this? That's released on May the 22nd. Let's have a listen to this.
I was born too late to a world that doesn't care. Oh, I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair. When pop stars still remained a myth and ignorance could still be bliss. And when God save the queen, she turned a white as
So what's fantastic is that, I mean, you've got a global audience already in terms of the internet. So have you got people sort of saying from different countries, you must come and do a gig over here, we want to see you in the States or Europe?
Yeah, I mean, we had some amazing responses from, we were doing like Italian radio stations were phoning up and we were giving them like live jams over the phone and stuff, saying, you know, you've got to come and play here. And we had some, you know, really obscure, faraway places like Croatia, and there was 30 people in Mexico and Venezuela or something. And it's just, I mean, it'd be amazing if we could go and then do gigs there, you know.
How would you say your life's changed since January?
I think it's changed dramatically, but I don't think I've quite realised it just yet. I think this is probably the final straw being here.
The final straw, then.
I mean, it's obviously it's changed for the better. I mean, I've managed to get massive amounts of exposure through using the internet, and that's something that people struggle to do for years.
I suppose the big question is, have you got a new car?
No.
It'll come
I
though.
haven't got it yet, no.
Well, thank you very much, Sandi, for coming in,
Thank you for
and good
having me.
luck. I know you've got the album. The album's out on the 5th of June. Is that
Yes,
right?
it
Album's
is,
out on
yes.
the 5th of June.
And the single on the
Excellent.
22nd. Best of luck with that, though. Got Niles Barkley getting to #1 without ever making a
Yeah.
record with the internet's the way to go. Great, really,
Sandi
really
Thom.
fantastic.
And Smile is the name of the album.
Smile, it confuses people.
Smile, it confuses people.
It certainly does. Excellent.